Today we are rebuilding Anderlecht in Belgium, one of the most successful, if not the most successful team in Belgium, and they took a bit of a dip recently.
They are the most successful team in Belgium, but they're also the most successful Belgian team in Europe as well.
Yeah.
Out of the European competitions that the Belgian teams have been in.
They have, yeah. We can see down here we got one Europa League. Of course, it was the Cup Winners' Cup 1983.
Yep.
Well, in fact, there's two more, Cup Winners' Cup and a Europa League. So I don't quite know what's going on there. I thought they were the same trophy, but I don't really know.
I think they are, yeah. I think it was called the UEFA Cup before,
yeah,
and now it's called the European Cup or something.
But three of them.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
I mean, there's some English clubs who haven't even got that many. Man City. Actually, I don't know whether they got Cup Winners' Cups, maybe, but they haven't got any Champions Leagues or anything like that. So, 34 of the Belgian leagues as well, but the last one was quite a while ago, considering the structure of the club back in 2017. It's kind of been dominated by Bruges recently, with Genk getting in there as well.
Well, I mean, since 1935, they've never been out of the top league.
Yeah.
Before that, though, they were known as the locals. It started calling them the Lift Club.
Right.
Because they've gone up and down all the time.
Okay, yeah. Like we call them the Yo-Yo.
Yeah. They call them the Lift Club. So.
West Brom.
But yeah, since 1935, they've never been out of the top league. And it's a bit of a challenge for us as well, mate.
Okay, what's that?
Since 1946, they have never finished lower than 6th position in the league.
Well, I hope I don't finish lower than 6th. Jesus. But anyway, we'll try that challenge. There's a few recognisable faces in this Anderlecht team. Jan Vertonghen, former Spurs players there as their key player.
He left. I remember him leaving. There was two centre defenders, and I can't think who the other one was.
Alderweireld.
Yeah, and we kept him and sold him.
Yeah.
And I think we definitely done it the wrong way round.
Really? Alderweireld? I thought he was a better defender.
No, I preferred him.
Fair enough. He's 35 now, so he's coming towards the back end of his career, but he's come back to Belgium, of course. He went to Benfica first for a few years after his Tottenham career had ended. But yeah, I think he's always been a good defender. Obviously, he's left-sided, which definitely helps. He's just lacking that pace now. Other than that, he's a very, very good defender on this game. But I think Anderlecht is always quite known, especially the Football Manager players, as that team to go and hunt for some Belgian wonder kids, because they have loads of them.
Oh, yeah.
Recently, one of them, as we're recording this, has just been signed the day before Duranville. I believe he went to somewhere like Dortmund.
Yeah.
I can't quite remember who it actually was, but he was the kind of the next one on the list. He's 16 years of age at the start of this game, so he's probably still 16 now because it's the 5th of 5th. So signing for a big team in Europe at 16 must be quite good.
Yeah.
But they've always got a good team coming through their development centre, so whether we'll see some of these players come through or not is obviously down to us to make those decisions, whether we promote them. But there is a lot of good players already that they have brought in. However, because of the finances of Anderlecht, they are tending to be loan deals. So, I mean, we've got a couple here. Esposito, Fabio Silva. Again, there are two like wonder kids of previous Football Managers. Of course, we know a little bit more about the Wolves, Fabio Silva, because he's been playing the Premier League.
Yeah.
But Esposito was one of my favourite players, if not my favourite wonder kid on FM21. They're both at the club. They're not quite as good as what they have lived up to in previous Football Managers, but for the Belgian League, which standard is not quite in the top 5, but just outside it, just underneath maybe the Dutch League. He's a very good player, Fabio Silva, for this league. I haven't brought anybody else in because money. And if you look at their finances, they've got huge debts. I mean, there's £46 million there, £39 million left. It started off at 83. So they are in money trouble as well.
Yeah.
But so it's just down to us really to try and regain what they had, but also try and focus on maybe European qualification to get that around. So tactically, it's a formation I've never used before, but it's because they've got players that I don't really want to miss out on using.
Yeah.
And I might have to sacrifice playing wingers, which they do have a couple of really good ones. However, Francis Amuzu is probably the one winger that would miss out, can also play in those wing-back roles. So I think it might be okay us using this formation because he can actually play there as well and still being used. But there are some positions, for instance, the attacking playmaker roles, where I like the likes of Yashkaran, and I like the fact that they've got, Mario Stroikens coming through, who is a centre attacking midfielder / can play on the wing, so he will obviously be training in that middle area of the pitch there. It's a little bit risky, to say the least, but I'm willing to give it a go. I like how it's symmetrical, though.
Yeah.
At first, I had one as a shadow striker, with a DLF on the other side, and I was like, I want to make it more symmetrical. So Fabio Silva up front is going to be classed as our best 11. You can see Vishkaran is in there. Diawara's a new signing from Roma recently. They also got another Dutch centre-back who is quite well known in Wesley Hoyt. Don't know if I butchered that, by the way, but he has played in Antwerp before, so he's played in the Belgian league. Quite a lot of games, 21 games before he went back to Lazio and then came back to us. He's also played in the Premier League as well, 41 games for Southampton there. We've got experience at the back to go alongside these youngsters, because the likes of Vishkaran, who is a youngster as well, only 21, breaking into the first team because they've lost a few players recently who was in their first team. He needs time to develop in game time.
He's got 7 caps already.
Yep, he is quite a good player. Yeah. Although that Belgian national team is in a bit of a mess as well, isn't it?
Yeah. So, it is a little bit, yeah.
And somehow Roberto Martinez, who failed with their golden generation, failed upwards and landed the Portugal job.
Yeah.
But there we go. So that's our lineup going forward for this season number 1. The schedule then, we've played a lot of games, to be fair.
Yeah.
It is World Cup year, I guess. But we started off with a 3-1 win there, another 3-1 win, so 2 back-to-back really good starts. UEFA Conference League is the only qualification that they have in this year 1. We got through the first round. Then we played Young Boys and beat them 5-3, looking really good, and then they destroyed us 6-0. So we are missing out on European competition this year.
That is awful.
But I mean, Young Boys are probably one of the best teams in that UEFA Conference League. Another team we drew 1-1 with is Union. I don't know if you've heard of the Union story.
No.
It's quite a short one, but basically, I think it's the same owners own a Premier League club. I believe it might be Brighton. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
But they've transformed the club from a second division team, and they almost won the league last year. They were very close. They run away with it for a long time, and unfortunately threw it away. But they are an old club who's won quite a lot in the past, 1935 being the last time that they've ever won it, and they've transformed into almost winning it last season. So they've got a really good
strange
team.
There. Go back to that picture again.
With the snow.
No, not the snow. It's the shirts, look.
Yeah.
They got 2 sponsors.
Yeah, it's probably the same company, I guess, because it's the same font, isn't it? So
yeah.
I know a couple of times Man United have had a sponsor which has had like 2 different things on it, so that's probably it. But nice colours though.
Yes, yeah, it's good, yeah.
That's the schedule-wise then. So we've started off the season quite a lot. We've actually played 7 games in the league. We are finishing there we are in 3rd place as it stands, quite far behind Charleroi, who is also a new team who has managed to, not new, but they've submerged themselves as a top team in the last few years through money and stuff like that. So we've got our work cut out for us, to say the least. Where is Club Brugge? They're down in 9th. They're not doing very well to start off with, the former champions. But that is the how we're going to look at. Now, the Belgian league is very complicated, but it's also the most fun league ever to play in, because you think you are like way behind top going into the final stages, and then all of a sudden everybody gets their points halved, and then you go into a top division and a bottom division, and you play against each other just from that, and then it all changes.
They're like the Scottish Premier League again, but
kind of like that, but I don't think they get their points halved today.
I don't know.
But yeah, it gets halved, and then it's just hilarious.
That's weird, isn't it?
Yeah. So we'll see how that plays out. Let's simulate this first season. Right, first season, then we finish in 2nd place.
It's good.
Yeah.
I'll take that from where we were.
Played 40, only got 40 points. That's only 1 point per game.
2 teams behind us as well. Like that's our rivals as well. So
it
is
is
result.
indeed. But if you look at this, it's sad times, because this is the first stage. We were top. 66 points. Then everybody gets their points halved. And then it goes to the championship group. And Genk were crowned champions. They pulled it back.
We lost it at the end of the season. 2 games out of the last 5, 6.
Yeah, Genk beat us to win the league at home.
There you go.
So, I mean, I'm not saying like I want an instant change to the Premier League, but how exciting would that be?
Oh, yeah, definitely, yeah.
Because all the best teams play against each other towards the end of the season. Because how many times, like, I'm thinking in the past few years where Man City or even Liverpool, when they won it, they were running away with it, and it was almost like, oh, well, let's just focus on every other team and who's getting top 4 or who's getting relegated. In this scenario, it's like
everything just changes
everything
again,
because they're all playing against each other.
Yeah.
You've all had you've had your massive lead halved. In the profile, then, do we have any goal scorers? Fabio Silva scored 30 goals this season. Yari Vishkaran, though, most assists and one of the highest average ratings with the most man matches. So he's your MVP of the year. Yeah, absolutely. So quite exciting stuff. There is a cup competition now. The Kronk Cup, I believe it's called. Crocky Cup. They finished quarter-finalists, knocked out by Lomo SK, which is not that good.
No.
On penalties as well. They are the division below us. It's a
Awful.
really bad result.
Yeah, awful.
They actually went on and won it. That's mental, isn't it?
Yeah.
That is absolutely mental. They beat Westerlo in the final. That's fantastic stuff. So fair play to Lomo SK. 37 goals for Fabio Silva, but he will be going back to his club Wolves now, and unfortunately we don't have a buyout clause. It's just a simple loan deal, so we'll be losing 37 goals next season.
It's not good. Without
being able to do anything about it. So we only have 12 million, but no wage budget either. So we're going to have to try and find somebody to sort that out for us. Overall though, first season.
Pleased with that? Second, yeah.
Yeah. It is disappointing we didn't win it, considering we were top.
I think we're going to have to get used to that.
Yeah. I like it. It could swing in our favour.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we could do the opposite next season.
Yeah. Okay, then we'll go forward to second season. Let's see how we get on. Okay, we spent £4.2 million out of that 12 million. That's obviously because of the wages. We didn't really spend that much money on any of the players either. But our best signings were all free transfers, which tends to be the scenario that we have when we're at these clubs.
Yeah.
The first one, I really like this signing. Cher Endor, who is an Italian/Senegalese centre midfielder who can also play in centre attacking midfield. So obviously two positions that we actually use. Really good considering he's only 19.
Yeah.
6'3" as well. He's a bit of a monster coming into this. And I think it's one of those perfect players that fits in with the Anderlecht way of bringing him in really young and developing them quite nicely.
Yeah.
Playing in Benfica. And he played for Benfica's B team all of last season, and he's already got a goal this season in 5 games.
Yeah.
So he's a good start to the season as well. Our striker, we've bought 2 of them. One of them we'll recognise, but this one I've never heard of, and I'm like, oh, he's quite good. So we have Mbala Nzola, who is Angola or French, 27, 6'1". Great aggression, which means like pressing forward. You'll press from the front really well.
Strength as well, balance.
Yeah, good teamwork and work rate and everything like that. The physicals, absolutely fantastic player. So I really like the look of him. And bring him in as a free transfer. He scored 2 goals, 2 assists so far. He got 10 goals last season in the Serie A for Spezia, who I probably would say got relegated. Yeah. So 10 goals is quite good, really.
Yeah, good, yeah.
So it's a free transfer. I think that's a really good signing. And then we brought in the Chilean maestro of Ben Brereton Diaz, who I actually think is just signed to go elsewhere in real life too, but I can't remember where he is going. But of course, he was in his last year of contract at Blackburn. So yeah, 24 years of age. We've got 2 really good strikers now who have come in in replacement of Fabio Silva. And of course, the Sebastiano Esposito was another striker who was only on loan. So we actually needed 2 strikers, really. We spent £1.6 million on another Italian, Luca Ranieri, who is he Claudio Ranieri's son? I need to remember if this is correct, if he is. It doesn't say it is, whether he's a relation.
He would say it else, wouldn't it?
Yeah, so Luca Ranieri from Fiorentina, he's a left back, very good player, 24 years of age. I think because he plays in that wing-back role, it gives us more strength and depth there. I believe one of the players that we had there left on a free transfer, so it's good to bring him in. He is out for the first part of the season, though, so that's disappointing, but we still got some players who can play there. And then Raul Gustavo, he is going to be a replacement / squad player for Jan Vertonghen, who is obviously 38, I think now, still wants to play, but this guy is younger, also left-footed, so he plays on that left side centre-back and still has some very similar, very well groomed.
Yeah, he is, isn't he? Yeah,
fella.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah, nice little eyebrow slit there, very well groomed, and definitely got turkey teeth. But there's no way there is real teeth, definitely not. But we brought him in from Corinthians, £2.7 million. He's played 4 games for us so far, and he's done quite well as well. So they're all from the bench though, but I mean, Vertonghen, being that age, you might have to replace him.
Yeah, he's only going to last 60, 70 minutes, isn't he?
Yeah. So we are still using this because, of course, we were so close to actually winning the league last year. We might as well give it another go with our actual players that we brought in instead of just loanies. Yeah. And I'm going to try and play Raul Gustavo as much as possible this year. But let's take a look at the schedule because we have played an extortionate amount of games again. And this time, we still got knocked out by Young Boys. but it was in the Europa League instead. So Champions League, we were in the Champions League knockouts to begin with, and we got eliminated from that by Sigma. 5-1 loss there. It's really disappointing at home when we did the easy work 3-0 away.
At all in Europe, are we?
No.
What did I say before we started this? We were the best team in Europe.
Yeah,
from Belgium.
We're not performing like it, that's for sure. We also then played Panathinaikos, but we absolutely obliterated them 11-0 on aggregate across the two legs there, and then eliminated by Young Boys. So they are a bit of a rival at the minute. In the league, though, we started off against Club Brugge. 0-0 draw.
It's a good draw.
Yeah, it is at home, but it's a good win. Oh,
good draw.
Good draw. A good win, there was Antwerp. That's the
Yeah.
reason why, because Ben Brereton Diaz, he scored 4 goals in this game. Then he got a hat-trick in the game for Cercle Bruges. I never know how to say that. I'm really sorry. But then we lost to St. Truiden. It's going to be one of the most difficult. Belgian people are going, oh my God.
Yeah, what's he doing?
How's he butchering all of these names? I'm sorry. But yeah, we are struggling against what seems to be teams that we should be beating, but then obviously Antwerp and Club Brugge.
Because it doesn't matter until they get to halfway through the season when they cut it all, then we start playing.
We did it the other way around last year, and then we learnt from our lesson. And Ghent, we ended the pre-season here, or pre-season, start of the season, 1-1 draw before we finished the transfer window. I mean, we started off the season, we're in 7th place right now with 8 points, but only 2 points though behind Genk at top, because everybody's been dropping points, which is obviously a good sign.
Yeah.
But no European football again. Unfortunate.
That's bad, isn't it?
We'll simulate the second season then and see how we get on. Second season, we're in 2nd place again. Genk is
a long way off this time.
This time they're a long way off. Now, the league table, they were actually top to begin with before they had their points halved, and then we were still 11 points behind them there. So that was a big gap for us to try and chase. The best thing about it, though, or the good thing to take from this, is that when we went into the Championship group, we managed to catch up with Standard, who dropped down into 4th, and we did finish in that Champions League qualification slot instead of the Europa League one, because we know we're talking about the money situation.
Yeah, we need it. Don't we?
We need Champions League money, so it's time to try and get into that, even though it was just on goal difference by the looks of it.
Talking about European competitions, well, in 1982-83, you've already mentioned that they won the UEFA Cup. They beat Benfica 2-1 on aggregate.
Yeah.
The following season, they got to the semi-final, and they had to play Nottingham Forest.
Oh.
A bit of a dubious one this is. They actually won 3-2 on aggregate. They lost the away leg against Nottingham Forest at the City Ground 2-0.
Yeah.
And they won the home game 3-0. But the middle goal was a penalty, and it was a dubious penalty.
Right.
And I watched it the other day as well, and well, how this referee didn't see it as a dive, I don't know. This player's cut, he's gone down the line and he's got the ball, he's cut inside, just gone into the 18-yard box and then cut back again.
Yeah.
And as he's cut back, the Forest player's gone like that, and he's just dived right over him. The referee's standing right beside him, like right behind him, like that, gone straight like that to a penalty, and they're all giving it out. Of course, they score the penalty, then they score another one. They won the game 3-2.
Yeah.
They actually lost on penalties in the final against Spurs.
Yeah, that's why he's bringing it up.
No. But later on, after the final, they were found out that they bribed the referee.
Oh, you naughty boys!
They paid him, I think it was in the region of 27,000 to make sure that they got into the final.
Wow!
Because the financial thing about it. So they got done for that.
You naughty boys! Never did I think that would happen in Belgium.
Yeah.
Come on, that is.
Bit naughty that was, wasn't it?
Well, okay, let's take a look at the profile of the league then. Did we have a top scorer? Ben Brereton Diaz got 28, but that's a very high goal scoring league. 30 there from Paul Onuachu, who is like 6'10", 6'7", and then Stipe Parika also got 30. Enzola got a good average rating though, and Endor got the most assists. So we are very much spreading it out. We got the most yellow cards everywhere, but we are playing get stuck in. So that's always going to be the case. Now let's take a look then at the cup. Winners of the Crocky Cup. That's what we wanted to see. We haven't done anything decent right now until this. We beat Beerschot in the final, which is another like quite historic Belgian team, to be fair. They are also rocking the purple.
I would say, the same colour kit.
Yeah, very much so.
We've always played in purple as well, apparently.
Oh, really?
I looked that up, and we've always played in the purple.
Yeah,
so.
I've got an Anderlecht kit somewhere, but I think it's in the wash because I wore it to training the other day. But there we go. So we are cup winners, 2-1 in the final. Fantastic stuff. There was like a late one, I want to see. 78th minute by Ben Brereton Diaz, but we were down to 10 men because Diawara got himself sent off, and then we scored.
Get in.
So Well, fair play. We went on and won that. We were wearing white as well.
Yeah.
We were wearing white. I struggled with that one, didn't I? Okay, how much money do we have going into next season? 6 million. That's not good.
No.
We are losing quite a lot of players as well, but it's because I'm not renewing some of the contracts of the players I don't really intend on using because the squad is quite bloated. Trying to give us some wage budget so that the finances aren't too bad, because debts and loans, it doesn't look like it's coming down that fast.
We'll try and bribe some referees as well.
Yeah, we're going to have to get into European competitions. Right, third season then, who do we bring in? One signing. One signing. We spent £8.25 million on him. The reason for it is he played for Union last year. He's homegrown as well, which did play in a factor because I've realised I haven't really bought that many Belgian players.
Yeah.
And I needed to for, obviously, registration purposes. He's a very good player, especially for this league. And I wanted to keep him in the league. Dante Van Zier. £8.25 million. He scored 21 goals last year, 16 before that.
He's already scored a few for us as well, look.
He's a bit of a goal scorer.
Yeah, happy with that.
So I think it's quite important. And he played for our rivals, come through there. You forget myself. Oh, come on. So £8.25 million is quite a high amount for a player in this league to go to a player in this league. I think it was his minimum fee release clause, to be fair. But I think it's going to be worth it. Now, tactically, it also has led me to make a bit of a change. We're going 3 up top. Ooh. It's literally a simple switch of putting a player here up there and moving this to DLF because he is quite good at that, Van Zier. He has that coming back, drops deep. I know it's not him, it's Ben Berreton Diaz has comes deep to get ball. So it's one of the situations where it's like, well, if you want to do that, you carry on. Van Zier can be the likes to break the offside trap. And Nzola is the pressing forward. Yeah. So that's what it's going to look like. If we go with best 11, sometimes it doesn't lay it out like that. No, it does. That's good. It just switches those two round, which would be like that. So the only bad side of it is Yari Vizcarin gets dropped. However, I don't think it's too bad because Endor can also play in these roles too. And if he's like classed as our best midfielder, as soon as one of these are out, he'll drop in. Vizcarin will go up there. It's a good rotation purposes, so that's what I quite like about it. So we have also lost Jan Vertonghen. He's not like gone. Like, we're not like, does anybody know where Jan's gone? No, he's left the club out of contract. He's retired now. Duranville is also been promoted to the first team to play a bit part. Now he is 18, I think, but he's also available for the B team. And I have been looking at trying to loan him out as well. There's a couple of clubs who wanted to loan him out, but not give him first team football. That's no good to me.
That's right, yeah.
So I want to make sure, because he hasn't really developed that well, and that's my worry. So I want to give him some first team football as well as making sure he's playing as much as possible, which I have done. I've actually started him a game as well. So that's quite important, I think, to me. But there is a few other players coming through our youth academy. So for all you Patreon members, there's a couple of like regens coming through who look quite promising too. There's a winger here, which is a shame because we're not really intending on using wingers, but we could change them. This guy looks really good. Vordeckers. 17. He looks really good. Yeah. Considering we're now playing 3 up top, I'm looking at him going, well, in 2 years' time, we could be using you.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's definitely something. So Patreon members, always have a look at the developmental centre if you're going to take this Anderlecht side on the £5 tier. And thank you to everybody who does at patreon.com/MegaLukeGaming. Really do appreciate it. Dad's going to set you a challenge at the end of this 5 years. Okay. So, that's the tactic then. Schedule-wise, how have we started off? Well, we've qualified for the Champions League.
Get in.
That's important.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Which was a bit of a tough one as well, because we beat starting off, we beat Red Star 6-0 and 3-0, so it was all the way up here. We didn't even play any friendlies, we went straight into the Super Cup. Then we played some European Championship qualifications, so we beat Red Star. In between that, we had a league game, we won that. We then won the next league game 4-0, so, I mean, they're not as good teams.
Tell you what, the first 5 games?
Really good.
By nil.
Yeah. Then it all went a little bit downhill once we started playing Strong Graz because we beat them 3-1. Then we lost away, but we beat them on penalties to qualify.
But we beat Club Brugge in between. That's a good result.
Yeah, but then Antwerp we lost, and Genk we got battered 4-0. So Hajduk Split, which is another team everybody keeps on saying we should do from maybe the less popular leagues. It's definitely a team that I'm thinking that we should be doing in maybe a month's time once we've started doing some more bigger clubs around Anderlecht and then come back to, like a smaller nation to try and build. Hajduk Split is definitely up there, but we beat them 3-0 on aggregate after a 0-0 draw away from home. And then we beat Standard 4-0. So our Champions League, the games that we've got to play in the Champions League now, I'm looking at this and going, we could bloody qualify, you know?
Yeah.
We actually could, can we? There's only a couple of games in there where I'm like, all right, you know, that's
The last two I'd be worried about, to be honest with you.
Leipzig's always going to be difficult.
It's
Ajax
gonna be not a game.
is possible.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we've had a lot harder draws in the Champions League in previous times. But there we go. Okay, well, we'll simulate it. We'll see how we get on. And we're back winning league titles. We needed that, didn't we?
Yeah.
We needed that after a couple of seasons where it didn't look too good for us. But we come back, 68 points. What an end of the season. Yeah. We beat all the teams around us, which is the reason why, obviously, we've catapulted ourselves into that. So that is the league table. And then the championship group, we finished on 58 points. We finished 5 points above them, and we won the last 5 games there too. So, I think it's the same 5 games, to be fair. But yeah, very special season for us.
Did we do the double then?
Did we do the double? We had Nzola score 31 goals. He had the highest average rating. Van Zier got 11 assists there, which is really good. But the man of the match is all Anderlecht players.
Yeah.
And it's our front three as well.
Brilliant.
The best thing about, I think, one of these tactics is that if one of them is not firing all cylinders, you've got 2 other players who possibly could be, which is always a problem when you only have like a 1-striker formation. I've always found 3-striker formations are just more fun, but yellow cards, we're still racking them in. Competitions then. Did we win another cup? No, that's the Super Cup.
Super Cup, yeah.
Calm down.
I thought we did them for a minute.
Calm down. We were not down in the league phase, unfortunately, the Champions League.
Oh, well.
The 6th round by Beerschot, who we beat in the final of the season before. Yeah. So they had a lot of fun beating us in that. They knocked us out 2-1 there. Who won in the final? Club Rouge beat Standard in the final there. League phase. We were down in 30th, so we were 6 places away from qualifying. We won 2 games, Salzburg and Partizan. We drew 1 against Ajax.
Salzburg as well finished 5th, look, so that was a hell of a result for us.
They did really well, the Austrians. So they only lost 2 games. One was against us, one was against Liverpool. They won 6. What? Look at that. They beat AC Milan, Barcelona, Ajax, PSV and Partizan. Fair play.
Well, they deserved to be there, didn't they?
They did, yeah. So they went through. Imagine if they went on and won it. That would be hilarious, wouldn't it? No, Real Madrid won it. Oh, well. Of course they did.
Of course they did, yeah.
In extra time. So there we go. But that's not a bad season for us, though. I think the main important thing is winning the league.
I think that's good, yeah.
Winning the league.
It's a good season,
we got ourselves European football.
We got ourselves into the Champions League.
For financial situations is going to be the most important, because that's going to start clearing this debt as much as possible now, because, you know, it's still quite a lot. Net debt of 54, but remaining there, it looks like it's about £26 million still paying off quite a lot.
I think for teams like this, it is just qualifying for that Champions League and trying to get into the knockout stages. That to them is a bonus then.
Yeah.
You know, they're not expected to go on and win it nowadays, are they, with the teams like Real Madrid and all that, Man City coming through with the money and all that. So I think just getting into the knockout stages of the Champions League is a result.
Yeah, I agree. I think the last real shock one was Porto in 2004. And if you think that was right when money started coming in, because that's when Chelsea was bought.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
So that's when money really started to play a factor.
That's when
in
managers
the
were taking the teams to where they should be.
Yeah.
Jose Mourinho was winning it.
Exactly, yeah.
And then he moved on to Chelsea, and he got it at Chelsea then, didn't he?
Yeah, because in the 90s you had a few like upsets, I'd say. Dortmund were one of them, I think, in whenever it was 96 or 98. Yeah. I mean, Ajax, of course, you could say, weren't really a shock because they had an unbelievable team.
Yeah.
But it's because money wasn't pulling those players away from.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
At that point, you know, Red Star. Were a team that were very good. There was a couple of Yugoslavian clubs actually, weren't there, before the breakup of Yugoslavia, who was really solid, late 80s, early 90s, and then got pulled away. And I think AC Milan took quite a few of their players, didn't they? But yeah, I mean, it is a shame.
You had the Italian league to pull in some good players, didn't you?
Yeah.
During the 80s and all that, and then the Premier League kicked in, then didn't they? And then that's where the money really went. Then, didn't it? And that's where you always find all your best players. Then,
yeah, that's it.
Apart from your top 2 teams in each country, then really, isn't it?
Yeah, who still have pulling power.
Yeah,
we've got £20 million next season with a decent wage budget.
There you go. See, that's what happens.
So Champions League football is going to reward us with that, and we're losing less players. That is a centre midfielder who's been playing quite a lot for us, but again, it's a player that I'm like, let him go.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Let him go. I mean,
he's 29 as well.
Yeah, he's been quite good, but it means that we can bring in a youth player or bring in another player to replace him instead. Okay, let's go forward. 4th season, who do we bring in? Well, we actually spent 23.5 million. We brought in quite a few players as well. Yeah. So the cheapest one was another player from our league. There's 2 actually players from our league. This was a replacement of Alton. That's the reason why I mentioned it actually. 6'1", 26 years of age, really good centre defensive midfielder. has everything that I like about a defensive midfielder, but he's really good for this level of football.
Yeah.
Frank Canute played in Bruges, but before that, so he's played quite a few different countries, to be fair. He's been on loan in France and stuff like that, but he has been playing first-team football in our league and seems to be doing very well. 7.27 average rating for a team that was nowhere near the top.
Yeah.
£3 million as well as a bargain, really.
Definitely, yeah.
So bringing him in, I think it's quality. We do also have Jurgen Eckelkamp. Nailed it. 25 years of age. It's another player in that position, but it also gives us options further forward. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So 6'2", 25 years of age, good player again from Antwerp as well, another team in our league. £7 million is quite a lot of money, but if I remember correctly, I went and go for two different midfielders, and both of them got taken away by Premier League clubs.
Yeah.
In one of those situations where the Premier League club was not interested until I made an offer. I love it when that happens. And then the final player, Ibrahima Bamba. This, by the way, if you are looking for a centre-back on your games who is cheap and you can't find one,
Look at the greens on that.
search him.
Yeah. He is a good player.
Yeah. Technically, he's not great, but when you have physicals like this,
Yeah.
he is.
He's quick.
Very quick indeed. So Bamba plays in the Portuguese league. It was £12.5 million, but if you're picking him up early, he's not going to
scored
cost
2
that
goals
much.
for us as well. Look.
Yeah,
He's never scored 2 goals for anybody. Look.
No,
He's
no.
already scored 2 goals for us in 6 games.
Absolutely. Really good from set pieces. Even though he's not actually like that tall, I don't think. He's only 6 foot, but he's just really quick.
That's a hell of a tall.
Yeah, for you. There we go. So that's some good signings, I think. We're losing a few players on free transfers, like we mentioned, but we are bringing in the money in this scenario. Well, we're not bringing in money. We're bringing in the money for European football and spending it. I think the one thing I have not been doing, which is what Anderlecht are used to doing, is selling their best players.
Yeah.
Which happens quite often. You see quite a few seasons in the past where their best players played all of their season and then a big European club comes in and snatches him away. Happens quite often for them. I've actually realised that, well, I've noticed that not a lot of clubs were even coming in for my players.
No.
It's weird. I don't know the reason why. On previous foot managers, I've struggled
We
with
haven't
it.
really got an outstanding player, someone who's banging in like 30, 40 goals type thing.
Yeah,
I think when you get a player like that, then someone will come in from. But when you've just got a good squad of players,
Yeah, nobody's the
you
standout.
stay away from it, you know.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you could argue that Diaz and Inzola is going to be those two players. Inzola, 12 goals in 7 games so far this season.
there you go, yeah.
But he is 29.
Yeah.
So, schedule-wise, we'll go tactics first. Have we changed anything? We did win the league, so no, we haven't changed anything. We kept it exactly how we want, and
Why would
Inzola's
you change it? It's silly to, wasn't it, really?
Exactly. Schedule-wise, then,
Look
it's
at
been
them greens,
all
look.
green. And the good thing is we don't have to play any European games, which has been tiring us out, which I think could be the reason why you start losing those games early on, because you're so focused on trying to qualify. And
We haven't
obviously you're
conceded
playing
very
every
many
3
goals,
days.
neither have we, really, out of all those games.
The Super Cup beating Club Brugge 4-0 is impressive to me.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
5-1 there, 3-2 against Genk. Another good one. Charleroi 3-0. 2-0 against Bruges. St. Truiden 6-0 and Ghent 2-1. So let's take a look at our Champions League fixtures. A little bit more difficult this year.
Well, that's what we can do, young boys. Just to, and it's at home as
Revenge.
well, yeah.
Revenge
Now we've got a
against
better
the young
squad.
boys. Man City is going to be a
City
tricky
home.
one.
Yeah, I like that. Man City at home.
Bring in the money.
Bring them to our place.
Vincent Kompany will be there, won't he?
Yeah, win your own games and we're there.
Yeah, as long as Burnley ain't got a game that night, Vincent Kompany will be there. That's his 2 teams. Man
You
City
saying
and
that?
Anderlecht.
What a team they're playing like. I've watched them a couple of times this
Burnley.
season already. Yeah,
Yeah.
and they are really playing some good football.
Yeah, their best player though plays at Old Trafford. Mental, isn't it? So Leipzig as well, and Benfica, another player that we've stole from Benfica, of course. It'll be nice for him to go and play against his former club, and maybe even a game against Jose if he's still there. Yes, he is.
Of course he is.
You can have a little glass of wine with Jose.
I'll be there, mate.
Happy birthday, Jose. It was his birthday the other day, wasn't it?
Yeah.
When we recorded the last one. Hopefully then, with this fantastic start to the season, we can continue that, because although Club Brugge are right on our ass there with only losing 1 game, that's very promising with a 17 goal difference.
Definitely.
And I'd like to win another Crocky Cup as well.
Yeah, and we won the Super Cup already, so that's one in the
have.
bag.
Yeah.
But before we go any further, can you just go back onto the badge? Our
Yes.
badge, because we were formed in 1908.
Yes.
And we were called Sporting Club Anderlecht.
Yeah.
But for some reason, and I couldn't find out why, in 1932 or 33, they put the crown on our badge.
Right, okay.
So now we're called Royal Sporting Club Anderlecht.
RSC, as you can see in the name.
But I couldn't find out why the
Yeah.
crown was added to our badge.
Yeah.
But that's why the crown's there now. And obviously the 3 stars up there. We've won the league. Is it 35 times now?
Yeah.
So it's for each 10 that's there. But I couldn't find out why they've done it. So if any of you boys out there know why they added in 1933, they added the crown to our badge and call us now
Royal
RSC, yeah.
Sporting Club.
Yeah.
Very interesting. I really like their stadium, by the way.
Yeah, it's a nice day. They played there from the beginning as well,
Yeah, 1918.
But that was something it was on the brink of my tongue, but I'm 100% sure, so I didn't say it. When we were talking about the other team back along with the two different, did you notice one of the sponsors on there was Lotto?
Yes.
Look at our stadium
Lotto
name.
Park. How interesting.
We've been sponsored by Lotto.
Yeah.
So that's what made me pick it up when I seen it, and I thought, I know that name from somewhere. Where do I know it? And I've just seen it now. It's the name of our stadium.
Ah, that is interesting, isn't it? I wonder why. If anybody knows, let us know. Also, if while you're at it, if you've been to the stadium, of course, let us know what the food's like.
Definitely, yeah.
What is the food? Do they sell Belgian chocolates?
Oh,
some nice Belgian chocolates at half
Belgian
time.
chocolate, yeah.
Yeah, well, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? So, yeah.
Belgian hot chocolate. Oh, a Belgian bun.
Yeah.
Don't think they get the Belgian buns over there, do they?
They just call them buns.
They're probably thinking, what the hell's a Belgian bun? Aren't they?
Yeah. But, like, they're just buns.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the food like? I like that stadium, though, because I've watched, like, when I've seen highlights of them in the Champions League and stuff, because it's quite steep.
Yeah.
The atmosphere is always fantastic. So I like that about that stadium. Very enclosed, nothing. There's not a lot of gap between the first part of the pitch and the actual first seat. So I like that. But okay, let's see
that pitch is a lot like Plymouth Argos pitch, actually.
I was thinking the same. Yeah. Obviously, we've got like a grandstand on the other side, so it's not connected.
It's only just been completed, isn't it?
So it's not connected as much because I like the symmetry of the stadium where it's all one thing.
But our fans are running on the crowd like that as well, aren't we?
Yeah, I agree.
On the pitch, sorry.
Okay, let's see how we do this season. Then we got a fantastic start. Let's see if we can progress and maybe even get to the knockout phase of the Champions League. 4th season then, and we are champions once again, Dan.
Get in.
Very good indeed. So, league table, the first part, we were way ahead.
Well, we deserved to win then, didn't we?
11 points clear. Then we had our points half, 55 points to 53.
When you look at
the
goals for, like 105 compared to 73 and 82 behind us.
60 goal difference.
That's what's winning us the league, isn't it? Is our attack force.
Absolutely, playing that 3 up top now with the 3 strikers that we've got, with of course the backup that we have through the youngsters when one of these aren't there. Still not got the top score of the league, but I guess because we've got 3 of them across. T. Stilling is in the league, which is actually a Toulouse player from Youth to Gold. If you know, you know. So he has now joined the league. Very good player. Brereton Diaz got the highest average rating. Viscarin's back, getting the most assists, which is quite interesting considering he wasn't in the best 11 when our assistant picked it. And Ibrahim Bamba, new player, joined the league, getting the most yellow cards. Go on, I love it. Okay, so that's fantastic. How have we done in other competitions?
Come on.
Would you rather win the cup or get to the knockout stage of the Champions League?
Get to the knockout stage.
I'm thinking exactly the same. We've already won the cup a couple of times.
That's right, yeah.
Let's see how we did. It was the other way around. We won the cup. That's exactly what I wanted.
So that's a double. We've done a double. If you look at the Super Cup, we've done a treble there.
The domestic treble, because everybody counts.
So everything in Belgium, we won.
Yes. Yeah, domestically, we dominated.
Job done then.
Yeah. We beat Leuven, which I definitely nailed, 3-2 in the final. OH Leuven, who I don't think are usually in this league, whether they are just for this season or not. They are in the Pro League, they are. So maybe they've just come up. That's an interesting stadium. I want to go back to that.
Anybody who wants to live in a block of flats got a perfect view of the game, isn't it?
Amazing, isn't it? Why'd you buy a flat in here? Why do you think, mate? Saved myself a season ticket. So that's quite an interesting ground there. But 3-2. We got the job done early as well. 37th minute we scored, although they did score the 4th. But we were 3-1 up at that point. But we won another Crocky Cup, or Croaky Cup, but knocked out in the league phase yet again. 29th. We are going up, which just not going up quick enough. Tottenham's down 26th as well. So we won 2 games, PSV, and we got our own back in Young Boys. 6-1.
Get in.
Have that. We knocked them down a 34th. They didn't even qualify. Then we lost 6. Roma, Benfica, Leipzig, Man City. Not a bad result against Man City or Leipzig, to be fair, is it? Valencia, we lost 6-5. It's an interesting game, isn't it? Do you know what I've realised the other day when I thought about this new Champions League thing? There are going to be so many games of football happening at once.
Yeah.
Because if you think that's 36 teams So there's going to be so many games across both nights. I don't know whether it's like that already, because I think we're adding more teams than what there is in the group stage already.
I wonder if they're going to be doing, like, there's a load of games this Tuesday and Thursday, this Tuesday and Wednesday, and then the following Tuesday and Wednesday there's another load of games, but not the teams that's already just played.
Yeah, obviously Football Manager doesn't have the format out like that, so whatever it is on the game, it
because you can't have that many teams playing the same week, really, could you? How would you do the highlights for the TV?
Yeah, it would be a nightmare, wouldn't it? But all right, that's a fantastic season, though. Domestically done really well. We just need to get somewhere in Europe, I guess. But Zola got 44 goals, Van Zier got 25, Diaz and Verscharen got 19.
That's good.
It's a hell of a season for Verscharen. He's played quite a lot of games there, probably in that centre attacking midfield role, and he's getting better and better. That's what we like to see. So really good stuff. And
it's probably the formation that we're playing that's costing us our European games, really.
Yeah, you're probably right.
In this country, we're good enough to be winning the league.
Yeah, so we're going to be dominating games.
Yeah, and when you come against the bigger teams like Man City's and all that, they're just going to love that, aren't they?
Yeah.
They'll just sit back, let you come forward, and just run back at you and go on.
Coming at us with loads of players. Ideal. Left us loads of space in behind. Shertendorf I want to highlight because he is playing, obviously, a new role for himself. He's playing predominantly in that defensive midfielder position, but he's done it really well, and now he's a natural in that role. And I think his attributes also suggest that too. So he's a great player for us in this league to be playing in that role now. Transfer wise, we have £15 million for next season. We're already losing Raul Gustavo. He just didn't want to sign him for the contract. After a couple of years here, he decided to go back to Brazil. Debts and loans, 21 million.
That's gone right down, isn't it?
Couple of seasons in the Champions League.
Goes to show, doesn't it?
And look how many now it's just a bank loan.
Yeah.
Whereas before it was a lot more different things, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So that's great. Final season then. Hopefully we can wipe that for you for anybody who's taken that.
It ain't going to be far off, to be honest with you, is it?
No, I don't think so either. Okay, our fifth season transfers. We have broke our record of transfer fee. £16 million. Mateus Lucidi. And you think, I've never heard of him, Luke. That's because he is a new gen. He's a very good new gen, centre back as well. That's the reason why I went all in for him, because my scouts rated him very highly. And a lot of good things to come from him. He's only 19. Great positioning, good teamwork, work rate, all of those things that I like to look at before his mentals and his technicals will develop naturally anyway, just through game time. So I think it's actually a really good signing. He played at Valencia, but not necessarily been playing. So I think maybe we need to give him the game time, and that's what we're going to do. So 5 games he's played already. He's give us a good average rating. As a starting centre-back, I like him. Yeah. Mehmet Aydin has also come in, and he's going to play at right back, or right wing back now. He is definitely an upgrade for us in that position. 24 years of age, from Schalke, £5.75 million, 2 assists in 6 games. Good. Can't argue with that, because he's never got any higher than that previously. And he's also got a man of the match as well. 7.17 average rating. And on the other side, from AC Milan, we've got Foulon, who is from Belgium. He originally came through our academy. We've brought him home, and I like that. Yeah. So we've brought him in, £2.2 million. He isn't going to be starting games. He is coming off the bench for those 2 games, but still not bad. He played quite a lot last season for Copenhagen and got himself 3 assists. So we know he can do the job. So £24 million is spent. Big money in the Champions League, obviously. So let's take a look at the schedule then. We have played a lot of games. We've won all of them. Very good. We won the Super Cup. First one, definitely. 3-2. Standard, 5-2. 2-1, 3-1, 3-1, 2-0 against Beerschot, and Zulte 4-0. So, I mean, we're conceding more goals, but we're still scoring them. Yeah. Our Champions League games, though, there's a few interesting ones.
This is hard.
Yeah. Real Madrid, PSG, Chelsea. There's a few interesting ones. But there's also some teams in there that we haven't seen previously. Rennes and Nice, Fenerbahce. So we're playing against some new teams.
Wolfsburg's one of those teams that, you catch them on a good night, you could beat them.
Yeah, they're very yo-yo in regards to the European spots, aren't they?
Belgium says they're a left side.
Yeah, that's right, But that we need to, if we're trying to qualify, we need to make sure we get the job done by the Rennes game, because that's
we're going to win them
difficult ones now. Okay, let's simulate this 5th and final season and see. Well, actually, we didn't have a look at the tactic. The tactic's going to be the same. Yes. I don't think we really need to change it. However, Vordeckers, instead of Ben Brereton and Diaz, I think we need to play Vordeckers. It's time to give him first in football.
I'm not going to argue with you. We're doing well so far.
Yeah, he's very good, but he has that comes deep to get ball, which is the reason why he's in the DLF role and not the breaking the offside trap role. And he scored 3 goals and got 2 assists in 6 games so far.
Well, yeah,
hard to argue with those numbers. Okay, we'll simulate this 5th and final season and see how we get on. Final season, and unfortunately, on the final game of the season, we lost the league. We drew to Club Brugge, and Genk won and went above us. 58 points.
The finish there compared to us, like, we lost 2 games before that as well.
Yeah, that's a bad one.
That's where we lost it, really. The draw at the last game, we didn't lose it. It was the 2 games we lost.
Yeah, and they've come all the way from 4th, look.
Yeah.
And look how far behind they were. 15 points behind us. That just goes to show this whole cutting the league in half is so much fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
Union going down as well, considering obviously they've been quite good recently. Quite surprising. They obviously had all their players stripped from them. But yeah, Club Brugge in 2nd place, and they are the ones that cost us eventually. We were walking that league. Absolutely walking that. 13 points clear after 30 games, and we throw it away.
Defense let us down.
Yeah. Nzola got 30 goals. Brereton Diaz got 22. Nzola also had one of the highest average rating with Diaz. Yari Vashkaran with the highest amount of assists. It's very disappointing. Yeah. Maybe we've won a cup and made this season good enough. Yes. And we reached the round of 16.
Get in.
Which is quite impressive.
Yeah.
So that we've actually gone past the knockout phase as well. Oh, we were knocked out by Nice, which is disappointing.
It is, considering the teams that we had to beat to get into that.
Yeah, 5-2. So did we play the knockout? We did. What a game of football that is. We knocked out Barcelona. That's amazing. 4-3 at the Nou Camp.
That's got to be our best result.
Yeah, ever. At halftime, we were 3-1.
Hang on a minute. Who's playing up front for Barcelona?
Heung-min Son and Lewandowski.
When did he leave?
and Sadio Mane.
So that's even a better result.
What a strike force they had. Unbelievable. I can't believe that. They didn't score until the 82nd and 94th minute in that second half as well. So we were really walking away with it. That's impressive, isn't it?
Yeah.
That is unbelievable.
That is our best result.
Oh, I think that's what a season.
Yeah.
What a season. I think, like, you do that, and then when you lose the league, the fans go, I can't believe we lost the league in the last game of the season. Go, did knock out Barcelona, didn't we? That was quite good. Okay, league phase then. Let's see. So we finished in 20th place. That's fantastic. I think we finished above Spurs, who weren't even in it.
Barcelona finished 11th, look.
Yeah. Dortmund finished top.
How do we play against Chelsea then? Because we
can see
Chelsea?
It now. So we won 3 games. We beat Rennes, Fenerbahce, and Nice. Fortunately, we couldn't knock out Nice in the knockout stages. We drew 2 against Chelsea and against Real Madrid.
So we played Real Madrid, drew with them, and then beat Barcelona.
Yeah.
Hey, what a season.
Absolutely. And we lost the 3 games, 4-0 to PSG, lost to Wolfsburg, and lost to Benfica.
We lost 2 silly games, and yet we couldn't beat Barcelona.
And drew to Real Madrid and Chelsea.
Unbelievable.
Very, very impressive final season there. Let's take a look, though, at the cup, because we were winners of the cup.
Yeah.
We beat Ghent in the final 2-1, and Zola was the top scorer of that competition. 67th minute, Van Zier got himself the winner. Really fantastic season. So for the final time then, squad-wise, Nzola got 43, 35 for Brereton Diaz. Vordeker's got 17, Vashkaran got 13, and it does look like Van Zier was the guy who dropped down to the bench, but even still, coming off the bench, he scored 9, got 2 assists, and he's still very happy.
Yeah.
So he's not kicking off about it. As well as Duranville, played 30 appearances off the bench. Looks like he's playing up top. Looks like he's developing quite nicely at the age of just 21. So some really good players here for you guys to take a look at. I know people are going to mention it. Marco Kana, Luke. You didn't use Marco Kana. He's good, but unfortunately, we couldn't really bring him into the team when we had just better players playing instead of him. So that's just the way it goes. And Mario Stroikens didn't really develop into anything that I thought he would. We actually didn't really give him that much game time, but when I did, playing up front, didn't really score during pre-season or like the start of the season, so never really used him after that. Okay then, so Patreon members, you have 32 million pound every time, minute. I need to start doing 6-year rebuilds. 32 million pound to spend next season. That's what you've got. You will have to unfortunately qualify through the Champions League, because I don't think we have automatics. So yeah, you'll be put into the qualify for the Champions League, but probably be through the qualification stages. You might have to do that.
A couple of early games then.
Yeah. So Dad, what is the challenge then for people taking this over on the Patreon?
Obviously win the league again.
Yeah.
You've got to win the league again, and then try and get further than what we did in the Europe.
Yeah.
in Champions League, so we get past the 16th.
Yeah. I'd like to add a challenge.
Go on then.
Because we are currently at 36 leagues. If you win a 4 out of those 5, you add an extra star.
Yeah, there's your challenge.
There's your big challenge.
Yeah.
Add an extra star to the Anderlecht badge if you can. That'll be fantastic.
Yeah.
Let us know if you manage to do it. Of course, thank you very much, everybody.
The only other thing I would like to
comments.
say is don't forget to push that subscribe button.
Yes.
I've set him a target. I would like you to try and get it.
100,000 by the end of the year.
Yeah, so see if you can do it for us, folks.
Get us that plaque if we can. Right, thank you very much for watching. We'll be with you next Monday for another rebuild. And of course, if you have any suggestions, make sure they're not stupid ones and put them down in the comment section. I'm not doing your local club Gateshead. Thank you very much. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.